On Saturday night on Long Island, MJF's world came to an end. But that wasn't the only thing that came to an end, as the World's End pay-per-view was a little bit more symbolic than we originally thought. WWE is constantly changing. Vince McMahon is out of power. Triple H is running the show. And now one other piece, a very important piece of the old administration, has fallen, as Kevin Dunn is reportedly finished with the WWE. Major developments and a Nick Khan statement on Kevin Dunn's departure. We'll go over it today on OTS. Also, MJF was removed from the AEW roster page as the ball dropped on midnight to turn in the new year. Also, free agents, plenty of them. Who are they? We'll go over them today. And Andrade could very well show up on Monday Night Raw tonight for day one. All this in your very first OTS upload of 2024. Let's get right into it, man. Kevin Dunn. The Beaver jokes are going into permanent retirement. There will be no need for Beaver jokes, teeth, wood, and anything regarding Kevin Dunn, as he reportedly has given notice to WWE he is leaving and no longer with the company. Major news out of WWE, reported by PW Insider, that Kevin Dunn has given his notice to WWE around Christmas time. The outlet reports that Kevin Dunn didn't want to alter his production style post-TKO compared to how he oversaw it, and was an issue of two different visions of how the show should be run from a TV production, as the company cut costs in that area. PW Insider reached out to WWE. They have not heard back on the matter. Fightful says that they spoke to several shocked talent within the WWE who had no idea of this move. Some in WWE think that this role will likely be divided, as several have trained in aspects of Kevin Dunn's role. Mike Mansory, who is now in AEW, was once considered the natural successor for that role. Those we immediately heard from said that Dunn says that he's had a decrease over the last year plus, and that anyone taking over those roles would likely not have anywhere near the power that Kevin Dunn once had. Fightful has heard of late that Kevin Dunn had missed more shows than usual. There were some in the company who believed some of the older guard of WWE would be scaled back in future months, and believe this is a major chip to fall. Now, Nick Khan actually confirmed Kevin Dunn's departure this morning. Kevin Dunn, in a written statement, says, Nick Khan, and I quote, "After 40 plus years of helping to build WWE and hands down the best production and media unit in the entire sports and entertainment business, Kevin Dunn will be leaving our company as of today, January 1. Before WrestleMania 1, Kevin Dunn joined Vince at WWF. Many of us remember a pre-WrestleMania WWF, a regional wrestling company that looked like a regional wrestling company. Then we experienced WrestleMania 1, whether live or on closed circuit years later elsewhere. It was magic. A regional wrestling company had become a global sports entertainment juggernaut. Vince led the way side by side with Kevin Dunn. When many of us were kids standing in line waiting to play Pac-Man, Kevin Dunn was already on the road breaking his back to help build our company. When you see our product now, there is nothing that comes close to its look or feel. 52 weeks a year, 3 to 4 times a week. It is singular and truly special. No other company can or will do that, and that is because of Kevin and our media team's hard work, smarts, and determination. We are forever grateful to Kevin. He will always be a part of the WWE family," end quote, says Nick Khan. You know, I want to start off by saying something positive here. Believe it or not, Nick Khan is correct. The WWE production is, bar none, best in its not only a genre, but probably in all of entertainment. They get it right every single time. It is what they are known for. It is what they excel at. You rarely see the type of production in other sports as you do in WWE. Kevin Dunn was a part of that since WrestleMania 1. So whatever you fell in love with regarding WWE, whatever you love to see as far as promos and vignettes and production and all that stuff, we got nobody but Kevin Dunn to thank for that. He was truly a master of his craft. Now I will get into the negatives. Kevin Dunn was the most powerful man in World Wrestling Entertainment, not named Vince McMahon. He had so much power that whatever he wanted to do as far as who's on television, who should be on television, so on and so forth, Vince McMahon looked to Kevin Dunn first and foremost, outside of everybody, for another opinion. If Vince McMahon made a decision, he always went to Kevin Dunn to seek his guidance on basically everything. This man was the most powerful man in the entire company outside Vince McMahon. This is probably on the scale. Obviously, Vince is a bigger name, but on the scale of change, this is probably on par, being equal to Vince McMahon being removed from creative in every move that WWE has made since his removal. This may be looked at as probably a bigger shock than anything that we've seen so far. Because I didn't expect this news, especially on a day where AEW was having its World's End pay-per-view, and then symbolically, this world is ending. Kevin Dunn's world in WWE is ending. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Is this a good move? Yes, this is a fantastic move. Do I want to sit here and scream at the top of the mountaintop, fuck Kevin Dunn? Sure. The man has done more harm than good for the WWE. The ideologies, the power, the decision, the discriminatory aspects of Kevin Dunn all are now gone from the company. He did not want to listen to the new administration because the new administration was going in a different direction, and that direction was not led by Vince McMahon. I've always heard and always read that when Vince leaves and Triple H is completely in charge, that Kevin Dunn and his power would be immediately removed. Triple H, from what I read, is not a fan of Kevin Dunn. Neither is Stephanie McMahon. She's no longer there, but Triple H did not care for Kevin Dunn. Triple H was grooming Mike Mansory for the role. And this all goes apart to Triple H's takeover in WWE. When Triple H, I've said this for years, when Triple H takes the reins, he's not going to need anything that was left behind in the last administration. Triple H already had a team in place. Everybody that you saw in black and gold, when Triple H ran black and gold, that was his team that was going to be running WWE main roster. Triple H would then handpick some other people to fill those roles as he took his team to the main roster, which is what you're seeing now with Shawn Michaels on NXT. And that is only going to continue to build and develop, because when Triple H is not there, then Triple H wants to know that what he is doing right now and what he has in NXT is going to be transferred to the main roster. It's going to be a cycle from Shawn Michaels to Triple H, and then Shawn Michaels to whomever is going to run NXT before that. I love this move. I'm not surprised that Triple H made this move. I was expecting it, but not this soon. And the old administration is now finished. There's only one piece left to fall, and that's Bruce Pritchard. That's when we all start celebrating. But right now, the two-headed snake of Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn, two of the most powerful men in the entire industry, gone from WWE. I don't know if Bruce is going to end up leaving WWE. From what I've been told, Bruce and Triple H have a very good relationship. I don't know. I think that goes more to how Bruce is a manipulative fucking scumbag than anything. Because I mean, he'll change his colors no matter who's in charge to fit whatever narrative that Bruce Pritchard has. That's just the way that is. But you guys need to look at this as a huge, huge, huge deal. Do not undersell the aspect of this move. Do not. If anybody is out there, I'm telling you, this is the first bomb that I'm going to give you on the new year. Do not look at this any other way but a good thing. I'm going to tell you why right now. I want you to open your ears. If you are worried about Vince McMahon being in charge, and you know when he's a part of something and you know when he's not a part of something, it's not that difficult to figure out. But if you are concerned that Vince McMahon is going to weasel his way back in and he's going to take creative power again, or that he may be hanging around and he may be ready to strike at any given moment, if you are worried about Vince being in charge, don't. With Kevin Dunn's removal, it is a bigger exclamation point than anything to tell you that Vince McMahon is not there. Again, I reiterate, this was the second most powerful man in the entire company besides Vince McMahon. And now he's not there. Kevin Dunn leaving WWE is a 100% indication that Vince McMahon has nothing to do with what we see on WWE television anymore, and that it is solely in possession of Triple H. Go and watch your WWE with the utmost comfort and mindset that you're not going to fall back into the old ways in 2024. There is no better way to start the new year than getting rid of one of the most cancerous aspects in all of WWE. And we can sit here and talk about how great he was at his job and how fucking transcending he was in the position that he held. Production and all this other great shit that he gave us for over the years. There is no better way than to start the new year than ridding the WWE of whatever remaining poison that was in the company due to Kevin Dunn. Goodbye, good riddance, and I look forward to Bruce eventually falling and the three-headed monster that we all complained about for decades is finally gone from WWE. Absolutely unbelievable, monumental, and positive move for WWE to rid themselves of Kevin Dunn. Love it. Free agents. Soon as the crock of shit. Soon as the clock struck 12, several wrestlers became free agents. The names: QT Marshall. He departed AEW after being adamant that he wanted to wrestle rather than just be behind the scenes in the front office and as a trainer. One of MLW's top stars, Alex Hammerstone, is available as well after asking for his release in the middle of 2023. Despite having years left on his deal, the two sides came to a deal where he worked some dates before getting his early walking papers. I don't know how Alex Hammerstone worked MLW all these years and wasn't on national television. I don't understand it. Have you seen the way he looks? Seriously, I don't know where he's going to end up. I mean, Vince McMahon would have been all over that. Honestly, I don't really understand how he's working MLW and not on TV. I could see Alex Hammerstone going to Impact and just killing it over there. I honestly, I don't really see him primed and ready for AEW, though I could see they don't need him. WWE, they'll probably put him in NXT. Nobody really knows who Alex Hammerstone is if they wanted to develop him and give him a character. I could see him going right to Impact and making an immediate impact. QT Marshall will be in WWE. He's boys with Cody. He'll be a trainer or an agent, or he'll be down at the Performance Center training the NXT talent. He's going right to WWE, no doubt about it. They'd be stupid to not pick up QT Marshall. Shawn Spears is another one that I see back in WWE, no longer with AEW after the two sides decided to not renew his deal over the last year and a half. Sparingly, he appeared on AEW television. I could see Shawn Spears going to Impact. If he wants to really make an impact legitimately and kind of resuscitate his career, he's a great pro wrestler. It's a great promo. He's got a great look. I could see him go right to Impact and do what he needs to do. But I also see him possibly being in the Royal Rumble. He was not really given a fair opportunity in WWE. They let him go before anything. They let him go because he was a Triple H guy. Triple H was all over that in NXT. Ty Dillinger was great I've always said that Ty Dillinger should have gotten at least a month or two as the NXT champion. He was as over as anybody in the company with the perfect 10. Though I could see him back in WWE kind of getting another opportunity, Triple H giving him another opportunity, or going right back down to NXT and being a trainer or an agent, just like QT Marshall. He is way more valuable than what AEW gave him credit for. So I see him back on national television very soon as well. Camille from NWA. I'm not familiar with her work, but I do know who she is. The longest reigning NWA Women's Champion of all time, I believe. One of their biggest stars for years. And Deonna Purrazzo leaving TNA or Impact. Her contract has expired, and she may actually join WWE. I could see Deonna Purrazzo getting another shot under the Triple H administration in WWE, even though she did not get a fair shake as well in NXT when he was running the show. I don't know why that was, but good on her, man. She left. She made herself into one of the biggest female names in the entire industry. Multi-time champion, championships all over the world. Triple H is going to look at that and say, hey, man, I apologize. And she's going to get a major role on national television wherever she goes. I could see her showing up in the Royal Rumble as well and being a part of that new revolution that Triple H wants to go out there and rebuild in his women's division. And then Andrade may be on WWE television as of tonight. His deal expired after World's End. Tony let him out of his contract early. He put over Miro on Saturday night. And Andrade is expected to finish up with AEW and goodbye. His contract was supposed to be up in the spring, and possible dates added on top of that due to injury. But Fightful Select learned this week that Andrade and AEW were set to no longer work together, with most expecting it to culminate at World's End. He put over Miro, he lost, and now he's on his way out. Numerous sources indicated that Andrade made it clear this past Wednesday at Dynamite he no longer wanted to be with the company and was planning on leaving. We're told the situation surrounding Andrade's exit was less than pleasant, with some even saying a major disagreement had unfolded. WWE sources had been told by those close to Andrade that his deal wouldn't be up until at least the spring, but many we spoke to in AEW expected his deal to be up imminently. There were many, both AEW and WWE, that expected him to head back to World Wrestling Entertainment. Fightful was able to learn of internal chatter about a potential return at Day 1 Raw tonight, which Triple H also teased. Triple H did tease a major former world champion showing back up in WWE. I mean, Andrade wasn't a major world champion, but he was, at one point, the NXT World Heavyweight Champion. So it could very well be him. However, one source we spoke to, says Fightful, seemed to indicate that it could very well not be Andrade and be somebody else completely, and seemed befuddled at the idea that it would be Andrade without outright denying it. It's unlikely they would confirm such a thing, considering Andrade was still with AEW. Good for him. He's unhappy. He wanted out. Tony, good on him. Let him out early. If you don't want to be, I've said it for years. If Tony has people on his roster that don't want to be there, please speak up and I will get rid of you. I will let you go. If you don't want to be a part of the company, there is the door. Go and do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. If you're not here to make me better, then what do you want? Go. Now, to be fair, Tony didn't do anything to make Andrade better. He just brought him in because he was an ex-WWE guy, and he was like, hey, man, I'm going to collect all these ex-WWE guys, and I'm going to show him. But every single fucking month, it was this guy, this woman, that woman. Tony, if he brought in Andrade, there'd be 7 or 8 other signings on top of Andrade, and Andrade would get buried underneath everybody because Tony Khan has this thing where he brings in this new toy and he forgets about the old toys very quickly. Andrade is one of the best pro wrestlers in the entire world, a world caliber athlete, world champion, and Tony didn't do anything with him outside of a very impressive 2 months in the AEW Continental Classic. So now he's going back to WWE. Is this a game changer for WWE? No, it's not a game changer. It's not. Andrade's not going to bring in new viewership. Andrade's not going to bring in ratings. He's not going to transcend the business. But what Andrade does is give him yet another major name who is one of the best at what he does to solidify Triple H's roster as being one of the best in the entire world, maybe in WWE history, with the talent that he's collected and the talent that he's operating with. Where does he fit? Does he fit on Monday Night Raw? No, he doesn't. Do you know where he fits? On SmackDown. Do you know what I would do with Andrade? Santos has his new group, whether that's going to be a new Legado 2.0 or maybe they operate under a different name. Santos. Then we got Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. What happened to Santos's old men? Maybe they join Andrade. Maybe Andrade comes in and starts his own Latino faction. Maybe with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, led by Zelina Vega and Andrade, and we get some Latino warfare here. Andrade and Zelina versus Santos post-WrestleMania. Sign me the fuck up. Old Legado versus new Legado. How about that? I think that would be a fantastic post-WrestleMania feud. Plus, with Triple H kind of dabbling in the Lucha Libre, he's got a lot of Lucha talent over there, man. Dragon Lee's coming into his own. Santos is over there going to kill it this year. Angel Garza, Humberto, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. Axiom has been killing it on NXT. Andrade is going to be fine. Andrade is going to be treated much better in WWE than he was in AEW. Plus, his wife works for SmackDown. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. And shame on Tony Khan for now saying after a great Continental Classic, oh yeah, we were going to make Andrade a priority. No, you weren't. If you wanted to make Andrade a fucking priority, you would have made him a priority as soon as he came in. And you didn't do anything with him. You didn't do nothing. So I don't really feel bad for Tony Khan. And Andrade is going to do fine in WWE. MJF. Apparently, MJF was removed from the AEW roster page at 12 midnight, January 1, 2024. For over a year, MJF has been talking about the end of his contract and the bidding war of 2024 and the possibility of him making the jump to WWE. Not yet. No one truly knows what his contract status is, but many people are under the belief that he secretly re-signed with AEW last year. Again, no one has reported that, but it is to be believed by several in the industry. MJF is expected to take time off to heal with his injuries after losing the AEW World title to Samoa Joe at World's End. After the match, Adam Cole revealed himself to be the devil and seemingly kicked off their feud that would, in theory, begin when both men are cleared to wrestle again later this year. Tony Khan would not comment on MJF's contract status at the World's End post-show press conference. Now, MJF is expected to have time off. Many that Fightful spoke to immediately following World's End said that they expect MJF to be off TV for a while immediately, if not almost immediately. MJF has sustained a plethora of injuries during his AEW title reign, but was adamant that he wanted to see it through. As MJF is often influential in his own creative, there's always a chance he could insist on an absence not happening, but it is expected internally. MJF has long said that his AEW contract is up at the start of 2024. He's not told anyone any different, but WWE sources have claimed that they've not had conversations with him, though there was interest as recently as of a year ago. No shit. However, most in AEW believe he re-signed well over a year ago, even though he'd never admit as such. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Wardlow were revealed as the Devils during AEW World's End. A lot of people are making a big deal about this. I wake up, I open my eyes, and all these reports. Oh my God, MJF is done with AEW. He's going to WWE. Folks, I don't know what else I need to tell you, but please listen to me. This is a work. MJF is not going anywhere. MJF re-signed with the company when he came back to confront CM Punk after Punk beat Moxley at All Out a couple of years ago, with the recording of Tony Khan giving him whatever he wanted to come back when he revealed himself under the devil mask for the first time. That is when he came back and re-signed with the company. He's not going anywhere. Why would Tony Khan allow him all this year and not have him re-signed with the company? Why would they do this angle to have the next chapter turning the page to the next chapter, going on into the new year with MJF and Adam Cole in the midst of a big feud. He's coming back to television. He will be embroiled in a feud with Adam Cole over the World Championship. They will more than likely headline one of the biggest shows in the entire year in 2024. Why do you think he's going to WWE right now? He's not. It's all a work. It's all a storyline. MJF is not an idiot. He knows people are smarter than they... Listen, the internet wrestling community are smarter than the wrestlers want to admit. Everybody knows. All these marks and insiders on Twitter, we all know it's a work. So MJF, he played it up and then he scaled it back and then he scaled it back even more so. But we all know he's coming back. And right now, I said this yesterday on the AEW World's End post show that I did with Jesse. MJF going away right now is a great thing. Was there MJF fatigue? From me, personally, no. But with others, I can see that being the case. Him going away, him healing up, getting whatever he needs to get fixed, only to come back as a bigger babyface, seeking revenge and the World Championship is going to be good for him. He passed the torch to Samoa Joe. He deserves it after all these years of busting his ass. All these years of missed opportunity where WWE never gave him such a run. Tony Khan did. MJF, give him back to Samoa Joe. It's a beautiful thing. But MJF being off television is going to be good for him. It's going to be good for AEW as long as we get Adam Cole and his boys giving us a true, real, legit explanation as to why they did what they did and what their mission statement is now on Wednesday. We will be fine. Hopefully the injuries are not going to keep him out for most of the year. I know he was pretty banged up. Adam Cole, hopefully, if they revealed him to be the devil, hopefully he doesn't have too much more time to go to get back to television. And it's not as serious as AEW put on. And everything will come back full circle and AEW will be off and running with this storyline, which I'm excited to see play out. MJF being off television is a good thing, but he's not going anywhere. He signed for at least, I don't want to make any quotes where people will run with. In my opinion, he's there for at least another 5 years. At least another 5 years. Will he be with WWE? Absolutely. By the end of this 5 years, MJF will be more valuable. MJF will have done everything in AEW. There will be nothing more for him to conquer. He will have wrestled everybody and done everything and best of this and best of that. He will go down as the greatest AEW athlete that they ever had. He will be in WWE. He will be their next major star. And it's going to be a great time when that happens because these superstars that you currently see on television, they will be phased out. They will be taking lesser roles. They're not going to be as hot as they are now. And MJF, he will not even be in his prime yet. He will go over there and instantly be the biggest face or heel that the company has had in many, many, many years. Right now is not the time. But it will happen, and this is all a storyline. Guys, thank you so very much for all of your support. If you enjoyed today's upload, please hit that thumbs up. Let me know how you're feeling down below in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And if you missed the World's End post show, it is live on the homepage right now. Go and check it out. I will be live after day one, Monday Night Raw, with the first stream of 2024. Hopefully I see you guys there. Thank you for a great 2023. We're going to kick ass in 2024. I'll see you guys later for day one, Monday Night Raw, right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.